Hey everyone, I'm V. Welcome to our preview breakdown for episode 16 of Mr. Queen. If you're new here, first we're going to go with the text preview. Next, we're going to go over the video preview. And lastly, we're going to go through the preview frame by frame, which is our preview breakdown to see little things that we can catch in each frame. Okay, first, the text preview. Chol Jong talks about the Joseon he dreams about. So Young, after hearing that, decides to be all in to Chol Jong using all of her future knowledge. Because of their secret alliance, there is a rumor spreading that those two are doing something every night in the bedroom. Byung-in is uncomfortable hearing about it. So Young summoned all the Kim family people after hearing Chol Jong's political status. Now, the video preview. Queen. Chol Jong should wait for me to come. Politician, did you set a trap? Man, I did not expect that the queen really meant her open fire declaration. Dwagun, is it my turn? Queen, take your sword out. Byung-in, if someone nitpicks and can't clean up well, then you are responsible for everything and die on your own. Which means they'll just take all the blame. King, even though I slashed the Kim family, Byung-in's power is getting bigger. Hong, I feel like we are walking in the same place, or walking in circles. Queen, if Chol Jong is successful, then the world 20 years later will change also. Or maybe 200 years later. If Chol Jong is successful, then the world of 2020 will change later also. Since you are on my side, you will win, because I have a secret weapon. I know the future. Oh, I just love it. Okay, now for the preview breakdown. And this is when we're gonna go frame by frame to look at the preview and see everything that we can find out from the from each frame of the preview. In the beginning, we see a photo of the king touching the queen's cheek, but then we see a photo of Choi and Yan, and they're kind of laughing over a book. It looks like the book they're reading is kind of like Korea's version of the Kama Sutra book, which is why they're all giggling over it. So this might be a really funny thing to see in the next episode. We also see where the queen gathered all the politicians. In the text and video preview, it said that she gathered all of the Kim family people together. Some dude kind of spits out his drink, so either she insinuates that it's poisoned, or maybe she just tells them all what her plans are and they think it's ludicrous. But in one of those scenes, one of the politicians does say he did not expect that the queen really meant that she was about to go to war with them. So that could happen during this scene right here with the politicians. I have no clue what this scene is with the queen and her sword facing down Dwagun. If you look at the 15-second video preview, then you'll see in this scene that the queen also pats Dwagun on the back. So this appears to be like a Westernish style standoff, and it seems like it's a standoff that the queen won since she pat him on the back with it in the 15-second preview. That is not in the 30-second preview, so you'll have to watch both previews to see that. There is a meeting between Byung-in and several of the politicians. There's like 4 politicians he's meeting with. We know that none of the politicians like this corruption bureau or this corruption department that the king has set up. And it looks like they are about to try to get rid of that. In the preview, it shows them doing some suspicious things, like either taking a book or planting a book, and planting something in a bag in a noble person's house. But this might be involved in that whole corruption storyline of the next episode, because they pull a noble from his house in a shot of a sheet of paper. The actual sheet of paper is a will. And it looks like the letter is blaming the king for the new anti-corruption department he created, which could be pushing the aristocrats in a corner. So it looks like all of this is done to make the king look bad, this whole storyline. In the next shot, you see the king looking forlorn off somewhere. So perhaps this whole storyline with making the king look bad with this corruption department he created is giving him a lot of stress in the next episode. I don't know what's going on with this jail cell, because it looks like there's a woman in the background that's holding on to the jail cell bars, and one of the politicians approaches her, but I don't know who this politician, no, the guard, one of the guards approaches. I don't know who this guard is. So if anyone knows, let us know in the comments. In the frame where it shows the queen and king sleeping together, like over his desk, if you look closely, you can still see the ramen that's in the lower left corner, and they're both wearing the same clothes they were wearing at the end of today's episode. So this scene might actually happen at the beginning of tomorrow's episode. Perhaps they both wake up together here after talking about the well and talking about the book and just talking about all those things together very seriously. Maybe they're also talking about their revenge on people. And of course, she wakes up and sees the king. I love this shot because it's just so dreamy, and the way they have it filmed, it just looks very beautiful of them both waking up and seeing each other. And now we cut to some serious business. The next shot is of the queen dressed in men's attire. She's talking to the king and Hong, and it looks like Yang Pyong is walking up on them in that location. The queen wears men's clothes in two different scenes. So in the first one, she's wearing this yellow man's clothing. In the next one, she's wearing the blue and white men's clothing. So whatever they're planning, it's going over several days. They give us a hint to what they are planning though, because you can see them, the king, drawing images in a book. And the images he's drawing are of Hong, it looks, doing some different movements. And the queen is showing him how to do the movement. At least that's what it looks like. It looks like the queen is directing Hong in what to do. So it appears that they're making a physical training book for the military, like a pocket physical training guide for the Joseon military. And it looks like they're using modern training methods to train the Joseon era soldiers. Now remember, the queen went through all this crazy training when he was Jang Bong-hwan. He always talked about how he just knew a bunch of karate and just martial arts and all that stuff when he first became the queen. So he's putting that knowledge to use right now. So it looks like they're going to be training the Joseon military in these strategies that he's giving them. And he's using all his future knowledge in order to train them. If he continues to use all this future knowledge, then perhaps this drama will turn into a rewritten history drama where the Korea in the present, the 2021 Korea, is a drastically different, not drastically different, but is a different country than the one that Bong-hwan left. Like hopefully a stronger country than the one he left. Perhaps they didn't go through a lot of turmoil. We'll have to see, but I kind of like this part of the preview. All right, and that is what we can grab from the different parts of the preview breakdown. If you have your own theories, then be sure to leave them in the comments. And yep, that's it. So we'll see you tomorrow for another episode and another preview breakdown.